Hey yo!
What's up?
We're back for another exciting episode of the Hardy Times. We have a special guest with us today. So normally we have Leslie and myself. Today we've added a member. We've got Pete Hughes from Guard.
Hey guys.
Happy to have him on board. So we have a great show for you today. Les, what are we talking about?
So we are always here to educate, enlighten, and entertain you. So
Three
today we will be talking about property insurance with Pete. And then we're going to recap Game of Thrones, talk about the Sixers, two of your guys' favorite topics. And then, of course, play a game.
All right, looking forward to getting in it.
Yeah.
So, Pete,
Yes.
you work with Guard Insurance. I'm glad that you're on with us today. Just want to ask you a couple quick questions that will inform people and enlighten people exactly what insurance is, why they should work with you, that sort of thing. So first question I want to ask is, why does a homeowner need homeowner's insurance?
Great question. So first thing I would say is everyone that buys a house with a mortgage, they're required to have homeowner's insurance.
Okay.
So it's not even up to you, the homeowner.
Right.
You actually have to have it to qualify for a mortgage. So that's going to be 99% of people out there. The other 1% of people out there that are deciding whether they should get homeowner's insurance, well, homeowner's insurance is going to protect the homeowner from financial devastation, really. Think about a fire claim or your roof blows off, frozen pipes. Any one of those claims could cause $45,000 worth of damage. I know when I settled on a house, I didn't have 45 in the bank to kind of pay for any of those repairs. So homeowner's insurance is a way to kind of protect your house for pennies on the dollar.
Right.
Okay, so it's like a great safety net.
Yeah, I think anyone, even if you're not required to have homeowner's insurance, anyone would tell you it's a wise decision to have, really inexpensive way to kind of protect yourself and your family from financial devastation.
Definitely.
Okay, and are there different types of property insurance?
Yeah, definitely. Depending on the type of house that you purchase, you need a different form or line of homeowner's insurance. So if you buy a house, you have the typical single family house, you just need a normal, what's called an HO3. That's going to cover everything, that the exterior, the foundation, it's even going to cover your personal property. But if you buy a house that's kind of part of a homeowners association, like a condo policy,
HOA, yeah.
Yep. You actually don't need, in some circumstances, to protect the foundation or the exterior of the house. You may need what's called an HO6. So there are a lot of different types of homeowners insurance. It could be a renter's policy. It could be a typical homeowner's, a condo. Landlords need a different type of policy in case they get sued by their tenant. So
that's a good point. Like a lot of landlords probably don't know that going into it.
Yeah.
So that's a good point to bring up.
Yes. Landlords, there's a lot of different types of policies for them. There's stated amount policies, there's replacement costs. But the main thing for a landlord is to make sure you have adequate liability. That's where we see most of our liability claims come from, a tenant-landlord situation.
Okay. That's good to know. I got another question for you.
Yeah.
So somebody that buys a house, they get the homeowners. Question they have is, how do I pay for the homeowners? Do I pay everything up front, or do I chop it to 1/12 and that goes into my mortgage? That's a popular question that I get. So Pete, if you could speak on that, I think that would help out.
Yeah, that's a great question. Unlike every other state, Pennsylvania kind of makes it a little bit easier for home buyers. They're going to wrap your homeowner's insurance premium up into your monthly mortgage amount. So as long as you pay your settlement costs and your mortgage, your homeowner's insurance is most likely going to be paid for.
Okay.
Again, that's 99% of cases. Mortgage companies prefer that because they're backing your loan with the equity in the house. So that's why they care so much that the house is insured, because if something happens to that house and you can't pay for your mortgage, well, there's nothing for them to recover their loan amount on, but they can always take the house as long as it's still standing.
Yeah, and then you work directly with the lender, so when they give you that quote for how much your mortgage is going to be, they're factoring in property insurance with that quote.
They're using an estimate. So they have estimate sheets where they say per $1,000 of house costs how much insurance costs. They're not always 100% accurate. Sometimes it can be less or more. So we always recommend one of the steps until knowing your final payment is to get a concrete insurance amount, which is heavily based on your credit score and zip code. So definitely one of the steps you want to cross off in the settlement process early, I'd say.
Yeah. It's good knowledge to know out there as a buyer that number that you get, it's not an exact number. It's rough. It's going to be a roundabout of what it will be, but it's not going to be an exact decimal point number.
Right.
So when you do see that number, don't hold them to that exact number. Just know that it's around that number.
And
because that
you
could
run those
change.
numbers for the buyers, right?
Yeah. So my company, Guard Insurance, we actually act as a broker. So when we make a proposal to a client, all our proposals are free. You're going to see at least 3 different companies on the proposal. So you might see Nationwide, followed by Progressive, followed by MetLife. We always give at least a few options to all our clients.
Okay. We had a question. I had a question.
Yeah.
Give us a crazy story that you've heard from.
Got to be something good.
Probably
I got a lot. So
Give us the tip of the tip. What's the best?
the best one. So for all you cat lovers out there, I apologize, but
No, it's okay. I'm not a cat person, so go ahead.
I'm a dog guy myself, but
Yeah.
We had a guy. He went on vacation. He left the cats at home. The cat went down into the basement and ended up locking itself into the bathroom.
Aww.
And while it was in there, it was climbing all around, and it turned on the sink in the basement.
In typical cat fashion.
Yeah, typically.
What else are cats going to do other than turn on the sink and lock themselves in the bathroom?
So because of that, the basement had like 3 inches of water in it.
Wow.
And the homeowner came home and was a little bit surprised, but not too upset with the cat.
Flooded
of course,
the
it's-
basement.
Yeah,
That's
cat
hilarious.
flooded the basement. That is a covered claim.
That's why you buy a dog.
No.
That's why you buy a dog. Don't get a cat. Have
that-
you ever seen the movie Meet the Parents, Meet
Yes,
the Fockers with
yes.
Jinxie?
Yeah.
Jinxie cat that could
cat.
like use the bathroom for itself.
Flush
That's what that
toilet.
reminds me of. Except Jinxie probably wouldn't flood the bathroom.
Yeah. Jinxie was.
Yeah,
Jinxie cat was
Jinxie
smart.
was well trained.
She was, or he, she, whatever it was. Cats.
That's crazy.
That's a good one.
But they were
Anything
covered.
else?
They were covered under property insurance.
That was a covered claim.
Okay,
That was
so
a
Nice.
we're
covered
covered.
claim, so wasn't
So-
too upset with the cat after that.
Okay.
The cat got a break. Anything else?
Yeah, for the homeowner, how about this? Your final walkthrough, is that the day of settlement or day?
Usually the day of. Yeah.
The day of
like an hour
settlement. So hour before, client goes to their house and the roof caved in while they were there with water.
Wow.
Oh.
So that was definitely a messy one. So
No.
that came down to the current owner's insurance.
That's why you do your walkthrough.
Exactly. So that came down to the current owner's insurance and their insurance. And the cool thing about insurance is you don't have to get in the middle of claims when they happen. You just file the claim and let your insurance company kind of duke it out with the other insurance company, and they'll do a lot of the legwork with recovering the money for you.
Wow.
I was curious you brought that up. So if you're doing the walkthrough and you don't take possession of the house yet,
Yep.
your policy is going to take place once the deal actually settles. So in that circumstance, was the previous owner's
On the hook for
insurance
that.
company going to take care of that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So the golden rule of insurance is you have to own what you're insuring.
Okay.
Have to own it. So at the time they were doing the walkthrough, the current owner still owned the house. So their insurance policy is,
Right.
the one that's responsible for.
Okay.
making
So it was like
up
a
for
blessing
that.
in disguise then.
Yeah, I guess
I mean,
you could
obviously
call
you
it
don't want
that.
Well, it
to.
didn't-
Well, no,
it
you don't
didn't
want to
kill
take
the
that
deal,
on,
right?
obviously. But if
Didn't-
it's going to happen, you want that to happen
Yeah.
prior to you taking ownership.
Yeah, definitely, because just like auto insurance, homeowners claims, they do increase your rates if you file one. So
Mhm.
it was definitely fortunate for the homeowner that it happened on the other person's insurance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's good stuff to know. I have
Yeah.
one last question for
Sure.
you, Pete. So if I'm a home buyer,
Yeah.
and I'm looking to get insurance, and let's say they link up with me and I recommend you. I'm
Yep.
like, it's my boy Pete. He does everybody good that I recommend his way. Why should they go to you? Why should they use Guard?
Yeah.
Why are they, when I give them your number, why
Sure.
is this who they should go with?
Yeah, definitely. So a couple of reasons. First thing I'm going to say is we always make it a turnkey experience. So if
Okay.
we send you something, you literally just have to turn the key and it's pretty much done. We'll do the rest. So I think that's really valuable in a settlement process when there's a lot of things to do. So we really simplify the process for our clients. We also believe in a cover-up philosophy where the first year you're in that home, you're not really too familiar with what's been going on in that home with the past owner. So we're always going to cover you up. We're going to make sure that your policy has more coverage than just the basics. So for
That's
at
good
least,
to know.
yeah, for at least that first year, if something does happen, you're more than likely going to be covered with one of our policies compared to someone down the street.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
good insight.
the feedback I've heard from our clients is that they compared you to other companies and you definitely beat them out price wise too.
Yeah, I mean, just the nature of being a broker just allows us to be more competitive because, yeah, we are going to see those prices that are on the higher end of the spectrum, but we always have companies that are on the lower end of the spectrum, and those are the ones that we're typically sending to our clients.
Okay.
Cool.
And I can speak on this too. Every buyer that I've sent your way has come back happy.
Mhm.
So
Thank you.
if you want to have more information about this, if you want to reach out to me about insurance, reach out to Pete, hit us up on there, hit the comment section or send us a direct message. We'd be happy to reach out back to you and give you more information.
Yep.
So let us know.
Yeah.
I know it's something that when you talk about buying a home, it's not a sexy topic to talk about. It's home insurance, but it's very important in the home buying process. So like, you got to get it done. You
It's
have to get
required.
it done. Well, Pete, I think I know more from hearing you talk about this. I hope anybody listening learned a little bit from it too. Some other things that we want to get into today. Let's transition a bit.
Yeah.
So what's relevant right now? I would say relevancy, Sixers making the playoff run, mega epic battle in Game of Thrones. So let's get into Game of Thrones. Pete, I know you're a fan, Les. You know,
Huge
you're still
fan.
coming around.
Yeah.
Come
I'll
on.
just listen in.
Yeah. So what are your first thoughts on that battle? We got the dead attacking Winterfell. Pretty much the dead versus the alive at this point.
Yeah, I mean, first thing I remember from the scene is R.I.P. Dothraki. You know, those
Should
were
we
my
have
guys.
said
I really,
spoiler alert?
Yeah.
Don't
Oh,
watch
yeah,
if you
yeah.
haven't watched the
It's
episode.
what was Wednesday.
Yeah.
The episode came out Sunday. You got to watch by now.
Yeah.
There's still some Dothraki out there, but yeah, that was tough to watch. But oh my gosh, that was just a great episode. The cinematics I just thought was crazy with all the fire
I
and
keep
It
hearing
was.
oh my gosh, I love
It was the red woman. I guess her name, the red woman.
Yes.
She gives like the Dothraki some hope. They raise their swords and she lights up the swords with fire. And then like 5 minutes later, dead, all dead. The horses come running back with no Dothraki on them. I thought it was a good episode. The one criticism that I do have, and let me know if you agree with me here, it was dark. Like, I don't have great eyesight. Half the episode, I feel like I was like,
Squinting.
is the
Yeah.
brightness correct on my TV? It was dark.
Yeah.
There was a lot of scenes that I was like, what the heck is happening? But I mean, it was a great scene. The one scene that I was like a little muffed by was the dragon scene when it was Daenerys and Jon Snow trying to take down the Night King on his dragon. That seemed like kind of an odd scene. I thought with all the money they have to produce these episodes, that was just a weird thing. I like everything else regarding it, but like, I thought that would be more of like an epic scene. You agree with me on that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty sweet. I didn't think that the Night King was going to die while he was up on the dragon fighting those two. So
You thought there was another way it was going to
I thought there was going to be kind of a standoff between him and Jon.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but I love the episode.
I know.
I
And
love
how
the
about
ending.
Arya Stark?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure.
Couldn't get any
On the
better.
internet, there's so like all these GIFs out there. Is it GIF or GIF?
Give.
GIF.
Right?
GIF. GIF is peanut butter. GIF is
Yeah.
okay. Like remember Michael Jordan, where you just come through with the one hand and
Yes.
switch arms and go up.
Yeah.
I saw the GIF with that Arya Stark because she goes to kill him.
Yep.
He grabs her hand and then grabs the knife,
in reverse.
the Valerian steel, with the other hand, and then stabs him and kills him. So that was like a cool kind of thing.
Yeah, I like the redemption stories in this episode too. So, Red Witch.
Yeah.
I mean, she's done some messed up stuff. I think she got redemption there.
Shout out Red Witch.
Yeah.
She did. She
And,
did.
I have
Theon
no idea what you're
Greyjoy.
talking about.
Beyond.
Fully redeemed.
Not fully
Not
redeemed.
fully redeemed.
But like he's attempted to fully redeem.
Yeah.
Theon's had a rough past, man. He's going through the ringer for a couple bad
Forget
decisions
the
that he's
past,
made.
you know?
But all in all, I thought it was a good episode. Just a little dark. I'm glad that the way the Night King died was Arya Stark. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad that was it's just something epic that happened that wasn't Jon Snow.
Didn't see
Which I
that.
think the show was due for another character just to do something amazing. And the character arc that Arya Stark's had, I mean, everything kind of pulls back together, which is great. She's a fan favorite. I love Arya.
Oh, she's great.
How can you not
Great.
love Arya
Were you
Stark?
expecting more death?
Yes, I thought there was another main character that was going to get offed.
Yeah.
There was like a couple middling characters that died, but nobody major yet. And you got Cersei over in King's
How many
Landing
more
just sitting
episodes
pretty.
are left?
She's getting her elephants.
Three
too.
more.
3? Okay.
Three more episodes. So, I mean, it's going down. The
going
way
down?
it seemed like next episode will be
Is everyone gonna
politicking.
die?
The episode after that will probably be like this epic battle.
A lot,
and then
lot of death.
the last episode probably be like putting the pieces back together.
Wow.
But yeah,
That's true.
lots coming. Lots coming. What else is happening?
I wish
What
I
else
knew
is
what
happening?
the
Transition
heck
out of
you
Game
guys
of
were talking
Thrones.
about.
We got some Sixers action.
Yeah.
The series is knotted up 1-1. Sixers, after a poor performance in Game 1, we have Game 2 under our belt. Had a big lead, almost gave it back, but we hung on for dear life, despite JoJo having some gastro issues. He had gas, pretty much. And
Is that what he said?
gutted it
Yeah.
out,
He
played.
said a little more than that too.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you
God.
could YouTube it. I
Just
don't think
Google
he
it or
was
something,
100% healthy. Yeah, Google the post-game interview with him and Jimmy Butler, so you'll find out more about that there. But they gutted out. They got the win, so the series knotted up at 1. Pete, Les, too, you're a Sixers fan. You go to some games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going to beat the Toronto Raptors?
Home court advantage. I think we're good now.
Yeah?
I think we're going to protect home court. I think we're going to go back and maybe 6 games.
It's got to be 6.
It's got to be 6. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't want a game 7 in Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto's seems like one of the toughest places to play. So let's
agree.
finish it out in South Philly.
I agree. I'm so sick of seeing
When is that?
Drake's
Tomorrow
face.
night?
Are you sick of Drake? I hate watching games with.
I'm
Well,
excited
like
for
in
Meek Mill
Toronto.
to get in the action. He's going to be allowed in the Wells Fargo Stadium, which is good.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
You know what? So didn't Meek Mill and Drake have? You could
Yeah.
speak on this. Weren't they battling?
They were, but
They had beef.
They did. They had mad beef, but
Okay.
no, they made up.
They
did make
got
up?
a couple
Yeah.
new songs together too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they're making songs together.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
God.
how you know
I
it's
hate
resolved.
that. Can we get Meek Mill ringing the bell because they got like Drake's their
They
guy?
did
We got
last
Meek
time.
Mill.
I'm sure they will.
I think
Yeah.
he's the favorite on the bell right now.
Is
He's
he?
got to be. Yeah, he's got.
He's ringing the bell a couple times
Yeah.
at this point.
I-
I'm sure they'll bring in like AI.
Yep.
Meek Mill's a candidate. They got to bring in Rocky.
Rock.
I want to see
Yeah.
Sly.
He might have been in there
I'm
last
sure
year.
he's
Did he?
that's
Yeah.
been done before.
That'd be a good candidate for it. So I think, like you said, Sixers have to win in 6. If it goes 7 in Toronto,
Yeah.
I don't like our chances.
How about Boston though? You a little worried about Boston, the 4 seed?
Yeah, I am. But I'm glad that they are the 4 seed and we're the 3. So if we
Yeah.
do play them, we have the home
advantage.
court.
That'd be kind of
Because they have our number, as you know. And Brad Stevens versus Brett Brown, I'm taking
Ooh.
Brad Stevens all day.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't have much confidence in that, but we have
Sorry,
so
Brett.
much more talent.
yeah.
So we'll see how it shakes out.
Totally agree with you guys.
Thanks,
Totally.
Les, backing us up. All right, so Game of Thrones, we did some Sixers
Yeah.
talk. I think that might leeway into our game. Les,
Yeah,
you want to go into what
Let's
we're
get
doing?
into the game. My favorite portion of our show. Okay, so I made up this game for us today to include Pete in this. It's a spinoff of Heads Up. So here's what we're gonna do. It's going to be me against Scott, and I'm going to give Pete Sixers players, and he has to guess them, and then you're gonna do Game of Thrones characters.
All right.
And we'll incorporate you guys. So, Pete, you gotta close your eyes every time we throw out the sticky.
All right.
All right, so close your eyes.
So you're gonna hold up
I'm
the
gonna go
sticky note.
first.
You're gonna hold up the sticky note to the screen,
Yeah, just so people know what the.
and then we're gonna put it on Pete's forehead.
Yeah, he'll hold it. He'll hold it. He'll hold
And so
it.
then we're gonna turn around. and I'm gonna make you guess
Yeah.
Thanks for the
what
discussion.
character.
Yeah,
No, it'll
Okay.
be great. It'll be great.
Are we starting with Sixers or Game of Thrones?
Sixers.
Sixers. Okay.
Okay, here's the person.
No, it's
Hopefully
flipped.
it's not. Oh, it is. Okay. Well,
Sorry, you
you'll
guys
know.
can make that out.
Okay, now hold it up to your forehead. Okay. All right, are you ready?
What do we got here?
Ready? You can open your eyes.
Okay.
Okay. Tall.
Embiid.
No.
Boban.
What? Yep. Okay.
Well, that was good.
All right. Here. you can
Game
do
of
it.
Thrones.
Okay, this is
Here we
Game
go.
of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones.
Now we're going Game of Thrones.
I don't know if we can show you guys because I don't know.
All right.
Do we think Boban should be in Game of Thrones?
He should be. He's a bad guy in the new
You can
John
open your eyes.
Wick
Oh,
movie.
You
is
can
he?
open your eyes.
He's a bad
I
guy.
can open mine.
Yeah.
Well, it's sideways. Yep, I got you.
Okay.
There we go.
Ready? Go.
All right, we actually mentioned her earlier.
All right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Come
How
on.
did you even?
You guys
This
make
is a
these a little
challenging
more-
game. This is
make
a
them
challenging
little
game.
harder, please.
No, all right, mine get a little bit harder. Mine get a little bit harder.
Okay. Next one. Close your
Yep.
eyes. People can see that. All right. Here you go. Okay.
It's a good one.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, he looks like Chris Brown, like reminds me of Chris Brown vibes. He's a new he's a new player on the team this year. He's Boban's best friend.
Oh, Toby.
Yeah. Chris
So-
Brown. Anyone else with
Looks
me
like
on
Chris
that?
Brown, really?
Chris Brown vibes.
Chris
Okay.
Brown
All right,
vibes. Okay.
He's
From LA, maybe. All right.
yeah.
Moving on.
That's
Yeah.
that's where my head's at.
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Oh,
Close your eyes.
Yeah.
Wait. We're getting stuck. Here. Here. Okay.
All right.
Ready? Go.
His famous line in the show, one of the all-time best lines, is, "I drink and I know things."
Siri.
Done.
Gosh.
All right, you're 2 for 2. Sixers again. Close your eyes. Okay.
All I see you back there with your Lee and your eyes closed.
Okay, you can have one. Kendall Jenner's boyfriend.
Ben Simmons.
Oh, we gotta make this a little bit tougher.
I
We
know.
gotta make this way tougher.
Okay.
Give me the one that starts with a T. That'll be
Yeah.
a little bit tougher. Yeah.
Well, you
There
just
you go.
The
gave
one
a
that starts
clue.
with a T. Tormund.
Is that
That's
it?
correct.
Okay.
Well, that's going great. Take
Wait,
this
no,
and
no,
throw it out the
wait,
window.
No, there was another one.
It's all right.
Okay. All right. Last one for Sixers. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Shirley Temple.
Oh, Joel
Trust the
Embiid. Let's
process.
go.
This was a really challenging game.
Real challenging. We're making
A lot
it
of
good.
brain
I'm a little
busters
offended
out
at
there.
these. They're too easy. You know?
A lot of brain
I got
busters.
some-
Do we have
You're
another
just really-
one?
yeah,
some
yeah.
good knowledge here.
Last one. Close your eyes. You can see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy, he was originally a trader.
Jamie.
Nope.
Jamie.
Nope.
Originally traded.
And he had to go through a gruel.
Theon.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Ramsey Bolton got the best of him.
Ooh, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
well,
I
you
tried to keep
really-
that I tried to keep that PG because there's a lot of things I wanted to say about that that I don't think were
Oh,
Facebook Live
man.
appropriate.
Poor Theon, man.
Poor Theon.
Poor Theon.
R.I.P. Theon.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to say something about Theon.
What?
So everybody saw the episode. So at one point, Theon is trying to save Bran, right? So he just runs at him like this, like with the, what do you have, some kind of sword?
Runs at the Night King.
Just runs right at the Night King
Yeah.
trying to kill him. Do you think he should have like zigged or zagged?
Yeah.
Like he just beeline right through the Night King, and the Night King just killed him.
Maybe
You know,
throw
like
it.
quick.
You know,
Do something.
Yeah, it was-
You
I mean, I know the
don't
Night
know
King's
what
like the
you would do
ultimate
in
warrior.
that
Like if I'm
situation.
running at somebody and I need to kill them, and let's say the odds are stacked against me, I'm not just gonna run and go. "Oh."
Yeah.
Like do some zigging
Maybe
zagging,
throw a
show
pump
some.
fake in there. you know.
Exactly. Maybe a Euro step, and then get him.
Yeah, definitely.
Or
Euro
yeah,
step.
show off your lateral quickness, Theon Greyjoy. Violation. Don't just run blindly at somebody straight ahead. Show off your footwork. You agree? I mean, you guys
Agreed.
back
I
up
mean,
on
it's
that?
just
Can
poor
you guys
survival
comment,
skills.
see
That
if
was
you
almost
agree?
suicide. Like you're gonna run at the Night King that way? Like make a miss. We got dragons blowing fire on them and nothing
I mean,
happens.
He was trained by Ned Stark. You'd expect something better. Than
exactly.
That. You know, that's-
Ned Stark would be rolling over in his grave,
He is.
headless, if he saw that.
Yeah, so I still have no idea what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
if
so
you guys do, hopefully you do.
yeah.
Chime in.
We got off the rails. We got off the rails today. I think the game next week we'll reevaluate, make it a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
You know, the problem
try
is
to go
Pete is just
with the
so
theme.
knowledgeable
Yeah.
in Sixers and Game of Thrones knowledge.
You really know
that
your
we couldn't sneak anything past
Sixers
I feel like we
and
need a
Game of
round
Thrones.
2 more advanced questions. You know.
Yes.
Definitely.
We'll check back. We'll
Yeah.
check back at
Please,
some
We'll
point.
have you back on.
So Les, you want to recap what we talked about today?
Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed and learned something about property insurance. It's required with every sale mostly. If you have any more questions, just let us know. Game of Thrones, 3 more episodes left. Sixers, let's get that win.
Let's get that win.
And don't forget, we have our home buyer happy hour tomorrow night, Coyote Crossing and
Oh, yeah.
Conchi.
Should be a good time.
Pizza sponsor, Guard Insurance, and we have Envoy Mortgage coming too if you have any mortgage questions. So
Yep.
please join us. It'll be fun if you're thinking about buying or if you're thinking about selling too. We'll answer those questions also. So
For sure. If you have any questions to Pete about anything he said today, tomorrow will be a good idea to talk to him face to face. If you have any questions about where it is, when it is, send us a message. I know Leslie
Yeah.
just spoke on where it is, but would like to see you guys there. If you're looking to buy a house, want to sell a house, guys, if you're looking to sell your house, there is no better time.
yeah, it's a great time.
There is no better time to sell your house. Please reach out to me if you're considering.
Yeah.
Other than that, Pete, thank you
Thanks
for
for
coming
coming
on. You're
on.
a great guest.
Yeah.
Learned a lot.
Yeah, you educated the public on insurance, Game of Thrones, Sixers
My
knowledge.
end.
What else can you
Sure.
ask for?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You're awesome.
Oh, you gave us a lot. Is what you gave us. All right. So
All right.
until next time.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.